Welcome to RealiTEA, the show where Dad dives into a big cup of juicy drama, gossip, rumor tea. This week on RealiTEA, we take a look at 5 individuals, 5 people who were so interested in a boring, regular, old, normal, average dad that they felt the need to investigate him and tell the world what they thought was going on in Dad's life, causing some major problems in his life, like putting attention on some of his smart, beautiful family members who would rather remain anonymous. Well, now it's Dad's turn. Time for Dad to turn the dinner tables and find out what's really going on with them. Okay, let's go on a sip trip. These YouTubers have all given Dad so many subscribers, so many views on his great songs and videos. But unfortunately, they said some things that just aren't true. They said Dad is being trapped and held against his will. Dad needs to wake up and go home. Dad is home. You can see his average home in his videos. Dad is happy and everything is fine. Why are they so interested? One thing Dad has learned from all of them is they all call Dad an ARG. What's that? Agile, reliable guy? Guilty. Age-resistant gentleman? Yeah, it's true. Avid romance guru? Oh, Dad. What does computers say about ARG? Alternate reality game? An interactive game played over social media sites like a digital scavenger hunt, oftentimes involving puzzle solving using hidden codes in messages. A game? Dad isn't a game. Dad is real. Dad is Dad. Dad is a real, loving dad. Why would they spread false information about Dad? Let's keep sipping the tea to see. That's funny. Rhyming's fun. The first YouTuber who investigated Innocent Dad was Inside a Mind. Let's do some Google hacking. Inside a Mind is a man named Jamie. He lives in England. That's it. There has to be more. Just seem to be finding other Jamies. That's weird. How did he find so much on Dad? Incorrect info, but still. Someone seems to like their privacy. Okay, but we'll come back to him. Come on, Dad. Focus. Nightmind. Nightmind was the second one to violate Dad's innocence. Okay, Dad knows he's a YouTuber. Give me something else. Nick Nocturne. Is that his real name? Can't seem to find another. Sounds like a surname to Dad. He turned into a cat? That can't be. Let's see if we can find his face. Okay, here we go. Some faces. Oh, these are all different people. Which one is he? Is he trying to throw Dad off? Why are they hiding themselves so much? Well, alright, let's see what we can find about Connect the Dots. They made a video on Dad too.
I am your host, Mask. Tonight I'd like to elaborate on some of the right notes this ARG is hitting, in case you are sitting at home right now thinking about creating your own interactive story.
Hosted by The Mask. Oh, come on! He's literally hiding behind a mask. There's no info on this phantom man. Why would he wear a mask if he's on camera? Everyone knows in order to get major views, you need to show your pleasant face and nice bald dad head. That's what an average dad who loves his subs would do. Maybe Connect the Dots isn't a nice dad. Maybe he's a naughty boy. What are you up to under that mask, naughty boy? Well, Dad knows he can find info on Nexpo. This guy actually shows his face in public. Dad met his face once. Pretty good face. Dad will get all the juicy gossip on this guy. Okay, let's see. Ooh, Famous Birthdays has some info. That's something. Not much, but something. Oh yeah, Loie Lane. She's apparently looking into Dad right now. She even bought a Dad shirt. That was nice of her. Or was it? Dad even gave her a nice present. Maybe her video will be on how Dad is so kind, generous, and absolutely normal. Let's see what Dad can dig up on her. Oh, wow. Lots of info on her. Famous birthdays. Alright. Nothing out of the ordinary or suspicious. Well, maybe Dad should look more into her if she ever makes a video on Dad. Hopefully Dad doesn't have to worry about her misunderstanding Dad. But what about these other people? What do they all have in common? Night mind, inside a mind. They like using their minds? Oh, do they communicate with their brains like Dad? Maybe they're telepathic too. Oh, no. They've never responded to Dad when he reaches out telepathically. So they're not normal and average like Dad. They're basic model humans. They haven't been upgraded like Dad has. They're basic model humans, just like Dad is too. Come on, Dad. Hold it together. Let's dive deeper into the tea. What can we find in their videos that Dad didn't see before? What's this? Is that a word in Jamie's URL? Peter 9? Let's see what we can find there. His chosen people. Who chose who? Zuwanu? Zutu? Zutu maybe? What does Zutu mean? A Chinese word? For group photo? Oh, I wonder if we can find something in Nightmind's URL. DXBD. This comes up. Weird database? How is Dad supposed to understand what this is? This looks like an old website, but the pages aren't finished. Is this suspicious, or is Dad just ignorant? Let's check Twitter. Okay, so Dad asked his subs, some people who he can actually trust, so he thinks. The sub said it's a website for people who communicate over long distances and log their long-distance radio frequencies and their findings. How long distant? And what are they finding? Alright, well, that didn't help. Let's see what's hiding in Nexpo's URL. Far9C. That seems like it might mean something. Far9C. Are these codes that they're hiding? Like the ARGs that they're so obsessed with? Ninth planet? That sounds familiar. Did Dad hear Mom talking about that once? Was it when Dad watched the Act 2 finale on his YouTube and he saw poor Mom trip and bump her face into Neighbor's hideous face? Oh, poor Mom. Gotta be careful. Who knows what she was saying? She says all kinds of things that confuse Dad. All these results are so odd. Maybe there is something in all of them that makes them connect. Connect! Connect the dots! Dad should check his URL. Don't see any words in this one. Let's try the lowercase letters. Maybe their initials? 2 results of this. What the? It's just nonsense. It's endless code. This is impossible to understand. It never stops. Why is this a website? There's nothing to enjoy. No tool sales, no MP3s, no coupons for trousers. All of this research is incredibly suspicious. All of these channels made videos on Dad, made false accusations, and they hid their identities. And when you research them, you find the most bizarre results inside the electric net. What does it all mean? I need answers. Let's go back. Zutu has other meanings. Diagram, map, a map to a group of chosen people who hide their identities and communicate over long distances. Wait a minute, Jamie is in England. I saw Nexpo in Texas. Nightmind is unlocated, as well as the mask, and Loey's in California. They all need to communicate with long-distance technology that is off the grid, especially if they're up to no good like a cult. Dad, what have you done? You drank all the tea and discovered the truth. It makes sense. Why else would someone say false things about Dad? Dad is a nice, wholesome, kind dad who only cares to spread joy through his pop songs. Dad was so happy when they all made videos on Dad. But now, Dad has seen the truth. Maybe he should watch his back. There is a cult after Dad. They want to take Dad from his happy home and his perfect life with his incredibly smart and beautiful, accomplished, renowned scientist wife. She should be recognized on all the boards and committees. She has discovered things that no others in her field could ever comprehend. They should leave Dad's family alone and let them live their happy life in town USA. Who else is in their cult? Is this everyone? Will Loey also be pulled in? Are there more? Jamie did email Dad after he made his video and said the others are interested in Dad. Who are the others? And Nexpo told Dad in Minecraft one night that they all have a place of communication. Dad would never have imagined this. A cult of YouTubers stalking Dad. Dad was so naive. Dad thought some young woke folk just enjoyed Dad's cutting-edge bodily abilities and his melodies. Well, Dad isn't giving up. Dad will get to the bottom of this and discover who you really are and what you're really up to. Who knew that the ones who call themselves the investigators, the ones who claim to uncover the truth, would actually be the ones with the biggest, darkest secret? Pretty clever cover. No one would suspect the do-gooders. But what exactly are they doing in their private meetings? And are all investigative horror channels not to be trusted? Dad needs to be careful now that he's the one who's exposed them. And Dad will prove his innocence and show the world that Dad is just Dad and everything is fine. There's nothing to worry about. Dad is just the greatest YouTuber in the universes. Dad will keep digging to find the truth. So stay tuned, everyone. Until next time, tip your cup to know what's up. Then you'll see RealiTEA. Good night.